Welcome, everybody. It is Beyond the Barricade podcast, and we are on the Wrestling Is Now social media tour, and I'm probably going to blow up my vocal cords. Anyway, Metal Geek from Geeking Out with Metal Geek is here co-hosting with me. Geek, save my voice for a minute. Introduce yourself.
I'm the Metal Geek. I'm the host of Geeking Out with the Metal Geek, where we always talk about music, wrestling, movies, haunted houses, everything in the entertainment circuit. So there you go.
That's good. That's good, man. We should do like a collab and go to a haunted house, man.
That'd be a lot of fun, dude. You know.
The one thing we are doing together is we are part of the social media tour for Wrestling Is Now.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
This is a special co-collaboration between the two of us. Mm-hmm. And we got some people in the chat. What's up, guys?
What's going on?
All right. So everybody knows there's this show coming up for Wrestling Is Now in Patchogue, right? Where they're going to crown their first World Heavyweight Champion, and we're going to have one of the contestants on in a few seconds for this podcast, right? Geek, talk more about this. So
this match is going to be a 10-man tag anybody you want elimination style match, where the first person is going to become the Wrestling Is Now champion. And in this match, I can't imagine. I mean, there's just so many talent in that match. You can't decide. There's going to be one champion. Everybody's a champion, in my personal opinion, in that match right there.
I know. We're going to dissect the opponents with Kris in a moment. They're going wild in the chats tonight. But anyway, for everybody interested in getting your tickets, I'm going to put in the corner over there the barcode so you can scan it throughout the broadcast and get your tickets. It'll take you right to the link, and you just buy your tickets. All right? But without further ado, Metal Geek, it's time to bring on our special guest. Are you ready?
Let's go. Drum roll.
I said, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Come on, man. You gotta pump it up a little bit. All right. Anyway, the one and only absolute Kris Kage. How you doing, sir?
Good evening, gentlemen. How are you? Pleasure to be here.
What are you drinking tonight? Let's start with that.
This is actually a little bit of a special blend. Anybody that knows me knows about the absolute cocktails that come out of this brain right here. We're going to keep it a little bit of a secret because I don't want anybody to know my secret recipes. But PapaDenk and Metal Geek, if we ever get to kick it in person, I'll give you a little taste. You know what I'm talking about?
We'll be there May 18th, so
May 18th. See me May 18th. I'll have a little something for you.
We're ready. What's up? Lisa is pumped up in there. Holy cow. All right. Let's dissect the match real quick. We're gonna have to turn to the side probably to dissect the opponents. But let's start with Hamlet. What are your thoughts on Hamlet in this competition?
Hamlet Hertzu. He's a specimen. I mean, just look at him. You pull up those 8x10s, you pull up those profile pictures. The man is chiseled out of stone. He's an amazing athlete. He can go and go and go. I have watched Hamlet for a long time. I have been a fan of Hamlet for a long time. I have had the opportunity to train with Hamlet many times. The man can do it in that ring. He could get it done. I can't speak to his mental state. You know, he likes to speak to inanimate objects. He has the skull that he carries around. I don't really know what the deal is with that. But in terms of in the ring, the man is the real deal. However, we're talking about May 18th. We're talking about Wrestling Is Now, and we are talking about crowning the first ever heavyweight champion in WIN. And you gotta be talking about the
beautiful belt.
You can keep running down the rest of the talent, but I'm just had to put that on the record early on here. Continue.
All right, Geek, you take the next one in the ring.
All right, so with
that's not the.
There we go. So I mean, like I said before, with so much talent in that match, who is the biggest threat in that match? You'd say, because there's just too many, just to name. You know.
Well, you're talking to him right now. So the bottom line is that you chose right for the first pick. Usually they like to save the best for last, but I've noticed that on the Wrestling Is Now media tour, they are saving the best for first. They want to kick it off with the absolute Chris Cage. The hardest working man in Wrestling Is Now, if you ask me, going all over, hitting all the towns, hitting all the media outlets, hitting all the podcasts, promoting as only I can do. So you want to talk about threats in that match? Yeah, let's run it down real quick. You got PJ Savage, you got Hamlet Hertzu, you got Joey Conway, you got Brando Lee, you got Greek God PapaDenk, Face, Savelli. All of the guys involved can get it done. They all have amazing names for themselves. They all have accolades up and down their resume. But you know what? That don't matter. And you know what's even more? I don't care about all of that. Because I'm coming on Wrestling 18. I'm going to smack all of them in their face. You guys are going to be there in person. You're going to see all of them get smacked. My handprint is going to be on the cheek of all 9 of them. You understand what I'm talking about? They're going to get kicked in their guts. They're going to get stomped on the ground. They're going to get choked. Their eyes are going to get poked out. Their hair's going to get pulled. Whatever got to go down is going to go down. So this man right here, the one that's looking through your video scope, is crowned the first king of Win. Because to be perfectly honest, there's really nobody better.
No, there's nobody better. There's no one better in that match right there. You know,
there's a lot of good competitors, though.
There's a lot of good competitors. Competitors, it's nice. You know, nice. Let's pad it up with competitors. But we're talking about champions here.
I think PJ Savage thinks it's all in the bag for him. He's got this. I mean, that's what he's saying.
That's all right. PJ Savage thinks a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? His brain, you know, that savage stuff that goes on, it scrambles his eggs a little bit. And he likes to talk a lot. You know, PJ talks a good game. But in fact, I got to be honest with you guys. I'm kind of tired of talking about PJ Savage. I've been talking about him everywhere I go. Everybody likes to bring his name up. They like to talk about him being a threat. You know who's the biggest threat to PJ Savage? Again, you're talking to him. A guy that's been calling PJ Savage out for over 2 years. A guy that has been stepping to PJ Savage's face for over 2 years. A guy that has smacked PJ Savage in the head with a steel chair. I don't know what else I got to do. A guy that's kicked the ass of his crew. What does he want from me before he accepts my challenge? In fact, you guys are going to be there. I'm telling you right now. I'm walking straight up to PJ Savage's face first, and he's the first one that's getting it right across his face.
Oh, man. Whoa. Right off the bat, calling out PJ right there.
PJ's gonna get it first. You heard it here first from Kris Cage.
Oh yeah, hey, Kris Cage. That's the new moniker.
He's gonna be. Yeah, all right.
Calm down, Papa. Hey, I know I'm dressed nice, but
I'm excited for Wrestling Is Now. I can't calm down.
I know I'm giving you butterflies and making you nervous in your chair. Just take it easy.
All right, Geek, take over.
I was actually talking to Joey Conway the other day, and he believes that he's that all the competitors, he's going to run through all of them, even Face.
He does say he's the cause of it all.
Yeah, he's the cause of a lot.
What do you think of that?
Listen, again, I don't want to take anything away from any of the guys in this matchup. You know, I tend to talk a lot. And I tend to talk a lot of trash because nobody does it better. However, Joey Conway, especially we were talking about before we went NYWC, he's been holding it down in that territory for a very long time. One of the top guys NYWC has ever had. I have watched him perform live. I am an admirer of Joey Conway. You know why? Because Joey Conway is an any means necessary kind of guy. He reminds me of somebody I know. So I'm looking forward to mixing it up with Joey Conway. To be honest, he and I have never really gotten the chance to mix it up inside the squared circle. So I'm chomping at the bit. I'm ready to pull that mustache off his face too. You know, he got 2 little hooks on the side. Makes it real easy right there. You just give him a fish hook. Wham. Comes right off the face.
Wow. All right. Geek, do you have a question or you want me to go?
No, if you want to go, you can continue, but you know,
go ahead.
It's your show, dude. It's your show.
You're the co-host tonight. So all right, Kris. I'm gonna go. Kris, where did you come up with the design for your lenses? They're really cool. I love them.
I appreciate that. A question that's not very often asked to me, so kudos to the question. Deep cut.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, you'd be surprised. You know, everybody has a podcast these days, but not everybody has brains and common sense these days. You know what I'm saying? So you got a lot of podcast hosts that are just twiddling their thumbs behind their screen there and don't really know their elbow from their asshole. Now, you want to talk about my lens. The lens actually has a personal connection. Quick story, not to get too sobby about it, but when my mother was a young lady, she was about 6 years old, She had an unfortunate accident in which her left eye was poked out with an umbrella. And though the doctors tried their very best to save it, it was not to be. So my entire life, I watched my mother walk around with a prosthetic eye, or sometimes not at all, with the one closed eye kind of gimmick. And as a part of my creative process, when giving birth to the absolute Kris Kage, there were certain things that I took from my personal life and added to the flavor, the soup that is the 2K. And I don't know if you guys remember, but back in the day, we had guys like Macho Man Randy Savage, who always had the awesome glasses. Savage was one of the inspirations growing up. You had the madness, you had the macho, you had all those kind of gimmicks going on. And that was something that spoke to me, something I wanted to add a little flavor to in my recipe. But I also wanted to add that personal touch to it. So if you notice, and you'll always notice that the logo goes on only one eye, and that's my left eye. And it's my small little way of carrying mom to the ring every time I go out there and kind of having her in my corner.
Oh, man, that's awesome, man. I love it. I love it. Lisa also think that is the best story. Awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lisa. Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah.
Everyone show this guy some love for ever so spiffy. All right. Geek, you got the next question.
Come on, I was coming to see PapaDenk talking to Metal Geek here. I had to come looking as only I can look, styling and profiling. I know a lot of the guys you're talking to, they're gonna come on here in their house clothes, their pajamas. They're gonna be sitting in their living room on their couch. No effort, no respect. But you're talking to me here. You're talking to the next win heavyweight champion. So I got to show the guys. You got to show love to the channel.
You are definitely spiffy tonight, brother. Awesome. All right, Geek, go ahead.
No. So I know I'm not sure if Kris Kage gets along with a lot of people, but if you had to team up with somebody in this match to get down to two people, elimination style, who's going to be the guy you would team up with in this match?
You know what? Ironically, I'm going to circle back to PJ Savage's name, and I'm going to give you the reason why. Because if I had to fantasize about who I'd like it to end up down to the nitty gritty, one-on-one, to decide who the first win heavyweight champion is, and if I were to choose whose shoulders I would love to pin to that mat in order to earn that accolade, it would have to be PJ Savage. So, PJ, here it is right here. Olive branch, truce, you and me. Take all the other 8 jabrones out of the mix, and then it comes down to Savage and Kage, and once and for all, we settle the score, and we stop with the arguing, with the back and forth, even though it's not back and forth because he's afraid to answer me. I've been calling his name for so long that I'm just about to stop, because what's the point? It's like talking to a wall over here. I feel like I'm talking to myself. You guys give me more threats than PJ Savage do. You understand?
Ouch. You hear that, PJ? I'm sure he's watching somewhere.
I'm sure he won't. He doesn't respect you guys enough to watch the show.
Oh. Okay, all right, fair enough.
Do you think PJ would agree to team up with you, or do you think he has his own agenda in this match?
If he was a smart man, if he was a betting man, if he was a businessman, he would agree to team up with me. But again, I don't want to beat a dead horse here.
Listen, Kris, after those comments, I don't think he's going to want to team up with you, to be honest with you.
And if he doesn't, oh well. All the more reason for me to slap the stupid haircut off his face, off that head. You got the thing here. You know what I'm saying? Very, very 90s LWO. We need to kind of come into LWO. You know what I'm talking about?
Yikes. We got a comment from the mad genius himself. Paul. After the big fight, any concerns about Greek, the god PapaDenk?
The only concern I'm going to have, Paul, about the Greek god PapaDenk is how long it's going to take you to sign a rematch so that I could whip that ass one more time and I could actually, settle the score between me and him and give him a little receipt for his dirty tactics at the last win show.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you feel, Kris, is so special about wrestling is now? Because it is a very special promotion.
You know what I would have to say when it comes to what makes wrestling is now what it is? It's the diverse assortment of amazing talent. I like to talk a lot of trash, but I also like to give credit where credit is due. You look up and down the roster, and we're not just talking about the 10-man fatal elimination. That is stacked enough as it is. You look up and down the card, you look up and down the roster, whether it be the last show, whether it be the show coming up, collaborating with Outlaw Wrestling. You got talent that you don't really see in other territories combined together. You got a lot of talent that come from different territories that are being meshed to create quite possibly the most action-packed roster here in the tri-state area, led by my mentors, the Maximos, the SAT. And then, of course, their captain, their greatest student of all time, their greatest protege, their first win heavyweight champion, the absolute Kris Kage. You got a couple of other guys in there. Not really that important to mention their name. But what I'm saying is the roster is stacked, man. And if you want to show, you guys were at the last show. I'm not really sure if you were, but if you were, anybody that was there knows that from top to the very bottom, that crowd sold out, by the way, the biggest crowd in the history of the Mecca at Ridgefield Park.
Sold out. Yep.
Was rocking from top to bottom. I'm talking the energy was electric, and I give all the credit to the talent and the performances put on by everyone from opening match to main event.
I can't wait for this card in Patchogue, man. This card in Patchogue is stacked already, you know?
That's right. And absolutely. And whoever's watching, if you want to get your tickets, that QR code in the corner there, you can scan it and it'll take you right to the link to get your tickets. So make
scan
sure
that QR code, baby, because it's going to be live. If you thought the first show was live at the Mecca, Outlaw Wrestling and Wrestling Is Now teaming up to put on the collaboration of the spring. I'm telling you, it's going to be a show you do not want to miss, because if you do, you're going to be hearing about it after, and you're going to be kicking yourself in the ass for not being there.
So let me ask a question. With you guys teaming up with Outlaw, I don't know if you know, maybe Paul can explain a little better. Are Outlaw going to have their own type of matches, and then Wrestling Is Now going to be intertwined in there?
Well, as I understand it, it's going to be a split collaboration between the two brands. So what you may expect to see is half of the card being offered to you by Wrestling Is Now, and the other half being offered to you by the talent that is presented by Outlaw Wrestling. I'm sure there will be a mesh. You never know. You may have an interpromotional match mixed in there. There are still matches yet to be announced. Right. So keep an eye out on all the social medias for that. There's still announcements coming over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, I think you're going to get more of a showcase from both brands. And the fans are gonna. It's pretty much like getting a twofer, baby. You're getting a 2-for-1. You're getting Outlaw Wrestling, and Wrestling Is Now under the same roof. You really can't go wrong.
It's gonna be it's already a stacked card already. You know?
Oh, it is stacked.
It's stacked because.
Go ahead. All right. I mean, for me, just the main event itself should sell that place out. Just the main event itself.
Well, most likely the main event is what's selling it out. You know what I'm saying? The main event,
the title,
great elimination. You got all over
Kris
the media.
Kage is on there. That's right.
What I'm talking about. Come on, the big fight last month. The big fight sold out. You know, I don't like to toot my own horn too much, but toot, because your boy right here had a lot to do with that sellout, a lot to do with those moving tickets. You know what I'm talking about? The media tour that the absolute Kris Kage, the forest fire that I set all over social media was pumping tickets. The online sales were going. I'm sure after they see this right now, everybody see the chat right here?
They're going to be scanning that thing. Scanning right now.
I know you're buying tickets. They're clicking on QR codes right now.
You're buying those tickets now, man.
Buy those tickets now.
It's what happened in New Jersey. That they sold out in New Jersey. The same thing's going to happen in Patchogue, Long Island. I'm just saying that right now.
Geek, take the next question.
So out of everybody in Wrestling Is Now, who is somebody you're determined to wrestle?
Okay.
Well, you know, Mr. Paul Loria alluded to the Greek god PapaDenk a little earlier. Mm-hmm. We've already touched on PJ Savage. You know, you got guys like Young Glory, Brando Lee, someone who I admire very much, someone who I know is going to be something of a big deal in the years to come. We already mentioned Mr. Joey Conway, the cause of it all. We already mentioned Hamlet Hertzu. I gotta be a little bold with this one though. Even though I know, you know, they're a trio. It's all about trios action. You know, lighten it up with all of that kind of lucha stuff. But I kind of been waiting almost 12 years to get in the ring with my mentor, Joel Maximo, and his brother, Jose Maximo. And you know what? You can throw Wilson in there too, because I've kind of had the urge to smack all of them in the face. Not anything, too disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? I say that with love. I say that with love. You know what I'm saying? But little student versus teacher action wouldn't hurt nobody. You know what I'm talking about?
Now you want to take them all on at once by yourself or with your own?
I could. One day we'll get into the story of how I actually became the captain. But
okay, all right.
But I don't think they would want that. You know what I'm saying? I would like to save them the embarrassment. Joel, I respect Joel very much. I respect Jose and Wilson very much. So, if I got to scrounge up a couple of partners, I know a little something about putting crews together that know how to watch each other's back. So if that needs to be the case, I can make that happen. But, we could also run the gauntlet where I take all of them on one by one, which would be all right with me.
Gotcha. If you were to bring your own crew into win, who would it be?
Well, anybody that's been following me for a little while would know, and if you haven't, shame on you. Get on it, social media, look for it, you'll see it. You'll know that for the past couple of months, I have been rolling with a little team known as First Class. I'm talking about El Johnny Santos. I'm talking about my cousin, the lit superstar Sebastian Kage, and I'm talking about Tony Leyenda. Shout out also to Tony Miguel Sosa. Shout out also to the big Cuzzo. All family members, all First Class. And if I had to choose, Tony, the super crazy heavyweight champion. You see, I roll with champions. You know what I'm talking about? My First Class brethren, Johnny Santos and Sebastian Kage, the New Age Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Yours truly, the New Age Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. We know a little something about success. We know a little something about winning championships. And most importantly, we know a little something about watching each other's back. So if I had to choose off the top of my head, it would go to First Class.
Okay, awesome. I know Tony, just from talking to you and talking to him, he's exactly like your how would you say that? He's
definitely my kind of guy.
Charisma. Let's put it that way. He's definitely got your charisma.
Tony is he reminds me of myself a couple of years back. You know what I'm saying? So I've very much enjoyed being a partner with him and with the rest of the guys, and another one who has nothing but positivity in his future. I promise you.
Absolutely. I can see that too from our chat together. Geek, next question.
So your first goal, I'm guessing, is to win the Wrestling Is Now championship. What are some of your other goals at Win?
Everything else will kind of fall in line, Geek, when that happens. I kind of been analyzing this for a little while. Wrestling Is Now came out with a mission statement in the beginning. They talked about how they wanted to be a company that shook things up. They wanted to be a company that made noise. They wanted to be a company that stirred the pot, caused controversy, and made people talk. And when you think about that, and you think about having somebody to represent a brand that boasts such a reputation, I would say you can't get no better than the guy you're talking to right now. Somebody that's not afraid to step to anybody's face. Somebody who's not afraid to speak his mind, no matter what the consequence, heat, or repercussion will be. And somebody that's able to go, again, on the social media tour, all over the medias, all over the talk shows, and represent the company with dignity, with respect, and with a little bit of class. And you're talking about myself. So you want to talk about what's next? There is no what's next. What next is I become the champion, and then I lay the foundation of what Wrestling Is Now is going to be for the years to come. That's the plan.
Okay. All right. I'm going to take the next question. When you win the belt, right?
I like that.
I'm just going to say it. How you would say it too. When you win the belt.
I know you got to be diplomatic for the show and for the fans and for the other wrestlers you have to interview, but it's me. Let's talk turkey here. Let's be honest. You know the deal.
What is the party going to be like? Because I'm a party guy. I like to go to the clubs. Dance and stuff. Where is Kris Kage going to go party?
Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep that off the air because we got a lot of people in the comments. You're gonna have a lot of people watching, and we don't want a bunch of hobos showing up at the after party and in and trying to get autographs and taking pictures. and there's stalker problems and issues we got to deal with. So what I'm gonna do is May 18th when I see you in person, because there is gonna be an after party in celebration of the new champion. I'm gonna let you guys know where it's at. You guys get an automatic invite for making the prediction that yours truly is gonna be the champion. Good part on you for doing that, because if not, you would have been asked out. And
I'm no dummy over here.
And we'll get to it. And at the after party, we'll kick it, and I'll give you one of these absolute cocktails here.
Absolute cocktail.
I'm ready. I'm all about the drinking, man.
All right.
Geek, next question.
So if Kris Kage can make his own drink, what would it be called?
Wow.
And make it. And
all right. Well, you know what? My drink of choice when I tend to be out in an establishment would be a classic whiskey sour. So if we're gonna go with a drink, I may, let's say, do a take on a whiskey sour, and maybe we call it an absolute sour. How about that?
Oh, I like it.
Absolute.
All right. That could be a thing. That could be a thing.
There you go. Absolute. Hey, the Absolute brand vodka. Talk to me. Hit me up. I'm ready for that endorsement. You know what I'm talking about?
Don't say that to Alvin Alvarez.
Oh man.
Hey, whoa. Don't be trying to stir the pot between me and my boy Absolute Alvarez. Absolute Alvin and myself are very good friends. He represents the Absolute brand. Anybody that represents something like that is okay in my book. We're cut from a similar cloth. We believe the same things in terms of philosophy and psychology. Alvin is an all right. And in fact, you want to talk about possible tag team partners and somebody that I wouldn't mind watching my back. Yo, Alvin, talk to me.
I'm going to see him before May 18th. I'll let him know to give you a call.
I'll probably see him tomorrow.
That's right.
Yeah,
shout out to Alvin Alvarez.
Yeah.
All right, we got a comment for you, Kris. Kris, I don't have to be diplomatic. I think it's going to come down to either you, PJ, or Joey as champ. Sorry to everybody else.
Hey, Serena's another one. Very smart. She knows what, I don't know. She may have already had a drink or two with that PJ or Conway talk, but the first person she mentioned was me. So Serena, shout out to you. I'll take a sip for you right there. But we're gonna have to talk about all those other names because I don't know where you're getting that from.
We got someone in the chat, Mr. Skills. Skills is in the chat. What's up, Skills?
Skills the Great. What up, my guy? Pleasure to see you in the chat. Dude? Always supporting. I could always count on my man Skills to support. I'm not surprised to see him here watching the show today. Love you, Skills.
He is always supporting. Paul's got another comment. The Absolute 2K/2A. Oh, okay. I like that.
Paul trying to give me merch ideas right here. I'm gonna have to copyright that one real quick before someone takes it from me.
Man, some ideas people have thrown at me. I gotta start copyrighting those ideas as well.
Copyright that voice geek. I'm telling you, you don't want to regret it later.
The Absolute 2K. You gotta tell Alvin tomorrow. Paul says it's all yours.
There you go. A businessman. I appreciate you, Paul. Thank you very much. Shirts are on the way.
Can I get one?
You can get you'll get one. You've been very nice and sweet and endorsing me a lot. So, I might throw a little bone your way. We'll talk about it.
I know. I mean, PJ's gonna get mad at me because me and him are pretty cool.
You know what? Speaking of that, I'm gonna be watching the next couple of episodes, and we'll see if you'll get a T-shirt depending on how things go in the next couple of episodes. I don't want to feel like you're buttering me up here, and then you get Savage on, or you get Conway on, or you get the other guys, and you're all buttering them up too. You better stick with what you pick.
Well, definitely PJ's coming on later on, and closer to the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're getting closer, and we've all done all the media, and nobody really cares anymore. Good move.
Oh no, they're gonna care because this is Wrestling Is Now, Kris. They're gonna care.
All right.
You got to give me that one.
I'll give. I won't argue with that.
Right. Everybody who's hold on, Geek, before you go. Everybody who's in the chat or everybody's going to watch this video, please make sure. Look, we got the QR code in the corner over there. Scan that QR code and get your tickets.
Why is this now? There we go.
Wrestling Is Now, right here in Patchogue, my hometown. Long Island.
Ever so spiffy. I got those hoodies coming. Look out for them. Don't worry, I got you.
Go ahead, Geek. Next question.
No, I was just about to say that You better be careful what you say in the next couple of interviews, PapaDenk. Kris might be in the chat.
Kris might be in the chat, and I'm gonna let you know right now, Pops. I am not afraid to crash a podcast. It has happened, and don't make me have to cut in and go face to face and one-on-one with one of your guests here. You know what I'm saying? I know none of them really got the balls to come and interrupt me, but I have no problem interrupting and stealing the thunder from all of them.
Oh man.
Because I hate to tell you, no matter who you got on here, Savage, Conway, whatever, once I come on, it becomes my show. I know it's your show, Pops, but come on. For the next, while we're here, the three of us, this is my show. Next question.
I mean, I like your style, brother. So,
how could you not?
Then get the next question.
Listen, me and Kris, I can see that you would be the type of person that, I'd be like, hey, Kris, let's go out to this club over here. And you'd be like, yeah, let's go, brother. And
that's
we'd both be there partying all night. I mean, that's the type of guy I am.
And once we show up, the party actually starts. You know what I'm talking about?
I got the next question.
Yeah, you got the next question, Dang.
All right. Actually, before we continue, I was actually at a club, and since Outlaw's part of this, I actually bumped into Bull James at the club.
The big bull. There you go.
Yeah. All right. We talked about the partying. We talked about you winning. Let's talk about who you would want to face after that. Not PapaDenk. Someone else in the ring. Or PJ. Don't pick those guys. All right.
No one in the match, right, Dank? No one in the match.
Let's put it that way. No one in the match. Who would you like to wrestle for that beautiful, beautiful championship, which we're gonna flash right now, Paul?
Dude, that's beautiful belt.
If you're watching, look at that
beautiful
belt. Beautifully designed belt. Anybody who's going to carry that, which is going to be Kris.
That's right.
Trying to be diplomatic here.
That's right.
Make sure that you polish that thing every day.
Oh, hey, you don't got to worry about that. The championship belts get taken care of very well here at Castle Cage, and I promise you that it's going to go on the mantle right next to my New Age Wrestling Heavyweight Championship, and it is going to be propped. It is going to be respected, and it is going to be it's going to be shined up almost every day. Not that it's going to need it, but it sure will.
So are you going to be the next belt collector?
Hey, why not? Who better? I mean, it kind of sounded good when it rolled off of your tongue right now. Don't you not agree? Kris Cage, the belt collector. Belt collector Cage.
Yeah,
I like
belt
that.
Collector Cage. I like that.
I like that.
I'm all about the titles, man.
I was gonna say, is that another shirt?
I think I'm gonna be trademarking. I think I'm gonna be trademarking a couple of things after this episode here tonight.
You get some great ideas, man. We're gonna make you rich just from the merch sales.
That's right. Just don't expect a cut because you ain't getting one.
Oh man.
It's okay. You can keep it.
What if Geek just decides he's gonna copyright it first?
Well, that's all good in the hood, Geek, but just make sure you don't run into the absolute Kris Cage in person, because if you do, it just may be on site.
Oh yeah,
it might be the end of a Metal Geek, right?
I know you're the host of your own show. You don't want that show to get prematurely canceled. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh my god. Yeah.
I honestly, Kris, since we're talking merch ideas, I think you need to market those shades, man.
Oh, that's coming too. In mass production, the fans have been asking me for quite a while. I usually don't share a strong connection with the fans, but as of late, that's kind of been starting to change. And a lot of people are looking to rock the specs as only the Abso can. So look out for that too, because they just might be coming.
I like it. I mean, I'm gonna pick up a pair, definitely. I want
pick up a pair. They're gonna look good. You take off those glasses you got right there, Pops. You throw on a pair of 2K shades. Man, I'm telling you, your views are gonna go up just like that.
Yeah, man. I'm not wearing them just on the show. I'm wearing them when I go out, man. I'll be macking.
Paul Loria asks, can I share my thoughts on the debut of Alec Price and Encore Amore? Absolutely not. Next question.
Oh man.
Sorry, Paul. Kris overrides you tonight.
Oh man.
I think Chris's lawyers might wipe you out, Geek.
Yeah, I think so too. Right?
Ever so Smithy, look at that. Those glasses are fire. Definitely want a pair. Look at that. You already sold two right there.
There you go.
And if Geek is smart, he'll pick up a pair too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
That-
Geek is gonna grab a pair.
I'm not a sunglasses guy, but I might pick up a pair anyway.
There you go.
You
know,
yeah.
give them there. I'm sure there's a lady in your life or something that would love them. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's ever so spiffy in the chat right there.
Oh, there you go.
That's a fire. Oh, look, there's another one. Lisa wants one too. Look, we're selling them right
Oh,
here
I'm
on the
selling out over
podcast.
here. Don't worry, stock is coming. I'm gonna get on those orders right away.
You better let me know so I can share that, man. Geek, next question. Go ahead.
Continue, PapaDenk, man.
I think Paul is mad, to be honest with you.
I think he's mad about that question, man. That you got shut out right there.
Yeah, that's all right.
You might
That's all right. He'll be all right.
And tell me what kind of podcast are you running over there?
So, who are some of your dream opponents? You say, like dream opponents that you?
Oh yeah, we never got that. That's right.
Yeah, you know, I've kind of been asked that question before, and I'm gonna answer it the same way I usually do. I don't give too much thought to dream opponents, and the reason for that is, you know, getting a little real here. You know, when you grow up where I grew up, and you come from where I come from, the other side of the tracks, if you will. You know, you don't expect a lot of people that come from my type of neighborhood don't expect to leave the neighborhood or don't expect to chase or accomplish any of their dreams or their goals or anything like that. So when I first started, it was real simple. The goal was to be able to call myself a professional wrestler, step inside that ring on a professional wrestling show that was legit and get that payment, be able to say I actually got paid to do what I love and what I've loved since I was 2 years old. And a month after coming out of wrestling school and being able to do that, I had already accomplished my goal. To me, anything that came after that was bonus. Anything that I have had the opportunity and the privilege to be a part of in the past 12 years have been just that, privilege, and have been things that I'm very, very appreciative of. I have got to work with people that I never imagined I would even meet, let alone share the ring with. I have got to sit under the learning tree of people that I idolized and people that I grew up on and people that I emulated. Just 2 years ago, we just passed the anniversary a few days ago of me and my former tag team partner stepping into the ring with the Rock and Roll Express, which till this day is the highlight of my career, something that in 100 years I would have never thought could be possible. And even after that night, my sentiment was, if it ends tomorrow, I'm good. You know, I've done above and beyond what I actually thought I would. So anything other than here, I'm just enjoying the ride. It just so happens to be that I'm awesome at this. And, you know, I happen to be the mouthpiece that I am. So who knows where it can go, but it's all bonus, baby.
You definitely got a long career ahead of you still, sir.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
all right, Geek, you got a question?
Yeah. I was gonna say, how did you come up with the name, or who came up with the name Absolute Kris Kage?
Well, the Absolute Kris Kage was actually born when I was 15 years old. As most of our ilk comes from, started off in backyard wrestling, you know, with my buddies, guys I grew up with, throwing each other around, doing a lot of crazy things, a lot of things that should have stopped me from making it to the professional ranks. But when I was 15, I already knew that if I wanted to pursue this, the persona, if you will, had to be there. And even at that young age, I did have a lot of the bravado, probably even more, that you see right in front of you right now. I was always brash. I was always a loudmouth. I was always a trash talker. And I was going through different possibilities. You know, the name is not, my name is Kris. There is no lie there. The name Kage was a combination of, to be perfectly honest, me sifting through the dictionary and me being a fan of Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat, and the whole the jacket wearing, leather, the glasses wearing with the jewelry and the movie star and the the guy that was just a little bit too pretty to be a part of the competition. Something about that spoke to me, even at a young age. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what it's talking about. Yeah.
Playing games with Mortal Kombat back in the day, man.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Who is your favorite Mortal Kombat opponent?
That's a tough one because I like a lot of people. You know, I played with a lot of people that like to pick Baraka. I always like kicking Baraka's ass. You know, as a Johnny Cage fan myself, and don't sleep on my man Liu Kang. You know, always enjoyed whipping Shang Tsung's ass too. You know what I'm saying? Always enjoyed being able to get past Goro. You know what I'm talking about?
Scorpion was mine.
Yeah,
mine was Sub-Zero.
And Sub-Zero too, because he was a mother. Sub-Zero was.
That's right. Yeah. You can curse. It's all right.
Yeah, he was.
The motherfucker.
Yeah, he was. All right, calm down, Pops. Calm down.
I'm sorry. I'm still excited about wrestling is now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. Wrestling is now is going to be crazy. I just can't wait, man. You know, that show is so stacked. You know, and we got the best right here on the show, Kris Cage, right there, and the main event right there.
The main event. What a crazy main event that's going to be. A lot of competitors. Look at that. Tiki Raj, PJ, Sal, Papa Don, Brando Lee, Conway, Hamlet, Face. Just so many. Many competitors. Mike Taylor. So many people. And once you have that belt, it's going to be a beautiful night.
And then you're going to invite me back on the show so we could talk about
100%.
it. And we could have a little celebration right here on the podcast.
100%. All right.
Shout out to Ray Sanchez and the Respect the Craft podcast. I see you, baby.
That's right. Raymond. He's in there. There's Raymond. What's up, Ray?
What's up, Ray?
Lisa is excited.
She's hyped. She just bought a ticket. You didn't know?
She just bought a ticket.
I'm telling you.
She bought a couple tickets. There you go.
That's right.
Ever so spiffy. She says, come back soon.
I'll be back as soon as the gentlemen are smart enough to invite me back, which I'm sure, because they're two very intelligent men, won't be
100%.
too long.
100% you come back. It's not even a thought.
You got two podcasts right here.
That's right. And I'm coming to see you, geek.
Yeah.
I'm coming to see you too. We're gonna have a little one-on-one, you and me.
We're united tonight.
That's after you win. That's after you win the belt right there.
Sounds good to me.
That's after you win the belt.
We did a special collab tonight because we wanted to both talk to you before the show because you're a busy guy.
I appreciate it. I'm a busy guy, man. You know, the city never sleeps, and neither does the absolute Kris Cage, especially his business. So we're always moving, we're always shaking, and we're always making moves. Moves I got to make in just a few minutes too. So next question. All
right. Next day celebration. You're done partying all night with your new championship. What do you plan to do on the next day, on that Friday?
Oh, on the next day? The celebration's still going to be going.
Oh, it's still going on?
Oh, man. What the hell?
Pop, you should know. We're going to party all night, and then we're going to party a little longer.
Do I need to bring a bag?
You might need to bring an overnight bag. The survival kit, as I call it, because you never know how things turn out. You know, you never know where you might wake up. You never know who might be next to you. You never know. You know what I'm saying? It gets pretty wild.
I'm sure, man. I want to go. I'm excited. Skill says, I have that beautiful win title nice and shiny waiting for the victor. He's got it all polished up, ready to go.
Yeah, he spelled Cage wrong, but it's all right. He knows what he meant there.
He spelled Cage wrong. Should we go back to Paul's question?
What was that?
He says, can you share your thoughts on the win debut of Alec Price and Encore More?
Jesus Christ. Encore, he's amazing. Alec Price, also amazing guys. You know, I'm sure it's going to be great. Wow. You know, Encore versus Alec Price. Okay, you happy? Next question.
I don't think you're very impressed by them.
So when you win, this is when you win the belt. What are you going to do to change the look of the belt and in Kris Cage's style?
I mean, he still spelled the name Cage wrong, Skills, buddy. You might want to check out the social media. You've known me long enough to be doing that wrong. You know what I'm talking about? Jesus Christ.
Listen, not to make any excuses for Skills, but he's just excited as I am. So you gotta give him some credit.
I know he's excited, and nobody ever said that his skills are in spelling. Now, I'm sorry, because all these grammatical errors are throwing me off. What was the question?
When you win the belt,
right?
what are you gonna do to change the look of the belt to make it more your style?
I mean,
Ooh.
I have been known to customize a championship here and there. However, that 10 pounds of gold you saw right there, that, the Win Heavyweight Championship is looking quite nice, ever so spiffy, if I may say so myself. You know what I'm talking about? So I think we'll leave it as it is for right now. It's brand new. There was a lot of money spent on it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be disrespectful, at least not yet.
Not yet. Not yet is the key word, PapaDenk, right?
Skills corrected it. He spelled it right.
There he goes. Third time's a charm, Skill. There you go.
Now, after you do win the belt,
man.
are they going to change the name to cagematch.net and put a K in there and make it cagematch.net?
Let me tell you something, Geek. You guys are throwing out the marketing bombs today. Okay? You need to send out an email. I endorse it. Let's get this ball rolling.
Oh shit, the shots are fired from Kris. Absolutely. Oh, we got more. So much excitement when Kage speaks from Skills.
I'm always firing shots. That's why they get me on these shows, baby, because they know the Absol does not hold back.
Got another one. Ever so spiffy. I'm a merch guy, man. I work in retail during the day, so
Oh, there you go.
I'm a merch
we're
guy.
gonna have business conversations then.
I got hats, keychains, gloves. I got everything too.
Let's do it.
We're not gonna see it.
I need my own drink like you.
Don't worry, I got some recipes for you. We'll talk.
Okay, all right. I need my own name. I got I designed a pair of shoes too, just so you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, we might have to do a little swap and trade here. You know what I'm saying? Merch. Endorsement for endorsement. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Geek.
No, but I was just about to say that after all these merch ideas, I don't think Kage is going to share the money with us. Which are the merch sales with us.
I think Kage, you're going to make so much money. You're probably just going to be like, you know what? I'm going to take that championship and go on a cruise or something.
Yeah, I'll buy you guys dinner or something. We'll figure something out. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Not McDonald's or anything like that. We got
don't worry. I'll maybe, who knows? You may be able to go to BBQs or something. I'll give you something.
Or Applebee's or something.
All right. You want to get bougie on me? All right, Applebee's.
No way. I want to go to a steakhouse, man. Screw Applebee's. You got to party with, you're the champ. You got to party like a champ.
Nah, we're going to party big. We're going to do a nice after party. All the expensive spots. I was usually not going to invite any of you guys, but we'll see, maybe like the first part of the after party, like the staging area. But, we'll see how things play out if you play your cards right.
Lisa's ready for that merch. She said, let's fucking go.
That's it. There you go. Merch is coming.
I put the F-bomb on.
You guys got me jammed up right now.
Oh, look at that. Kage, I am 18-year-old bourbon old-fashioned guy. If you win the title, no pun intended, the first round, Kage Sour is on Win Management.
Boom. You better bring that drink with you, Paul, because we're cracking it open ASAP right after that main event.
Now, there's a lot of party joints in that area, so.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, it's going to be a night to remember. You don't want to miss it. You guys don't want to miss it. Pops is going to be there. Geek is going to be there. Everybody in the chat's going to be there. I'm telling you, anybody that sees this podcast after this recording, you got to be there because you don't want to miss the party. I'm telling you right now. I'm hyped right now. I'm almost, the drink is getting me. I'm ready to go. I'm almost ready to do an elimination tag right now. I wish these guys were here.
I mean, I'm gonna have to call out work the next day. That's how much it's gonna be.
Yeah, you just might have to.
I already took the day off for the next day.
Smart man.
Now, don't forget, everybody. Make sure you go scan that QR code. Get your tickets for the show. I'm gonna bring that up again because I know Kris has got to go soon. Outlaw Wrestling is collaborating with Wrestling Is Now we're gonna have that fatal elimination match to crown the inaugural Wrestling Is Now Heavyweight Championship. So make sure it's going to be at Stereo Garden Thursday, May 18th on 9 Railroad Avenue in Patchogue, New York. And the doors open at 7. Get the bell times at 8. You know what I'm saying? But at 7 through 8, you can get some Kris Kage merch, right?
There you go. You never know. You might be able to meet and greet with the Absol himself.
You never know.
The future champ right there, man.
There you go.
That's right.
those 8x10s are going to be real valuable in a couple of months. I'm telling you.
And then following that show, once that show is over in June, we got Sunset Flip.
Sunset Flip. Let me tell you something. Wrestling is now is cranking them out, baby. We're back at the Mecca in Ridgefield Park where we sold out of the big fight. We're planning to sell out again. It is going to be live and in living color. The sequel to the big fight at the Mecca is going down June 16th.
Who'll be the last four standing?
Skill says who will be the last four standing?
Chris Cage, Chris Cage, Chris Cage, and Chris Cage.
Not PJ?
Next question.
Next question. There you go. Pops is getting it.
All right, Metal Geek. Say your last question, and then I'll say mine, and then we'll close it out.
You got any social medias, Chris? Or
anybody, if you don't know, you should know. You can catch the Absolute Chris Cage all over the social medias. I'm all over the Twitter, the Instagram, the Facebook, the YouTube. Just go to @Absolute Cage. If you're on YouTube, you're looking for Left Hand on Top Productions, the former channel of myself and my former partner. Check out all your Chris Cage action on there. And there's going to be some more platforms popping up in the next couple of months, including a brand new ChrisCageShop.com. Announcements to be made. Look out for that. Ever so spiffy. And everybody in the chat, you want those hoodies, you want those merch? It's coming, baby. Watch out for it. And I'm stealing all Metal Geeks merch ideas.
Oh, come on, man.
Skill says they're cutting pay. What does that mean? Whose pay is getting cut?
Not mine. I'll tell you that right now.
PJ's? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they might have to take a little bit out of his cut to feed mine. So I don't know.
Oh no, we got more comments. The comments keep coming. Oh, look at those shades. They want the shades, man.
You want the shades. The specs are popular, man. They get popular.
Everybody's excited. All right. I guess I'm gonna come up with the last question.
Wrap me up, Pops.
Sunset Flip. Who are you facing once you win that belt?
Well, you know what? That may be a question that you need to ask the big man himself. I'm talking about Mr. Paul Laurier, because I'm sure in that mad mind of his, he's already got the wheels turning and he's already got his plans for the next couple of months. I'm sure he knows, he's got to be the boss and he's also got to play all sides of the fence. So I'm sure he knows that the Absol is going to be his first champion. He's just waiting until he could make it official and he could start making the posters and the flyers and stuff like that. But Sunset Flip, I'm open. You already know, you heard my list of names of guys that I'm interested in getting in the ring with. But to be perfectly honest, it really doesn't matter. I'm a take all comers type of guy. Whoever wants it, just sign on the dotted line. Step up, speak up, say something, stand up. I don't know what you got to do. Call Paul Laurier, call the Maximals, do whatever. Tell them you want the Absol, because I don't even know who you are, but I want you. So why don't you get in the ring with me? And we'll see what happens. Your next win heavyweight champion walking into the Mecca on June 16th with the 10 pounds of gold. I'm excited. What can I say? I'm excited.
Now, this is what it's all about. The world heavyweight champion. The first inaugural champion will be crowned. Boom. All right. Next stop for Chris Cage. Where will you be next?
Well, tomorrow night, I will be in Toms River, New Jersey for Titan Championship Wrestling. I may take some time off in between. And I do have a title defense for my New Age Wrestling Heavyweight Championship coming up this month. And then May 18th, of course, we have Wrestling Is Now. So, I'm spacing them out because I do need to take time to take care of personal Absol business. But as I mentioned, get on those social media, people. You want to see where the Absol is going to be and what's coming up next. Take a follow, get a subscribe, like those, comment, do what you got to do, and I'll tell you where the action is every single day.
All right. As for my co-host, make sure you go and follow him on Geeking Out with the Metal Geek. He is available on all platforms.
Yeah.
As for me, you can follow me everywhere. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm everywhere. I'm at Wrestling Is Now.
Bam.
So I will be there on May 18th, that
Geek
Thursday.
will be there.
Stereo Garden. Geek is going to be there. Patchogue, 7 p.m. is when the doors open. 8 p.m. is bell time. You can come 7 o'clock, mingle, get your merch, not just from Chris, from everybody who's there. And I hope Paul is still in there, can tell us that we're going to have some Wrestling Is Now tees available.
Merch.
Skills
The
and
wrestling is now merch available.
Great job, guys. Thank you, Skills. All right, I guess we'll find out for you when the Wrestling Is Now tour continues, at least on my channel. Next for me is, I'm going to pull that up in a second. There it is. The End. The End are coming 9 p.m. this Monday for the next stop on the social media tour for Wrestling Is Now. Ian Aldwin and Cyrus DeVille are coming on this Monday at 9 o'clock, and I cannot wait to have them on and keep talking about Wrestling Is Now, right, Kris?
That's right. Keep it coming.
Keep spreading the word,
tickets, baby.
Buy your tickets, spread the word.
Scream from the top of the rooftops, whatever you got to do, but make sure you get your asses to that show because you're gonna regret it if you don't.
Oh, May
and on
8th?
that note,
May
8th. Oh, I thought this Monday. Oh man, all right, we gotta wait till May 8th for
May
the
8th, baby.
It's all good. It's all good. Let's go. Be woo woo woo. All right, Kris Kage, last word tonight. I'm gonna leave it to you.
Last words tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. The next Win Heavyweight champion. There's not really much to say after that. Everyone that I called out, still waiting for answers. Whether they answer or not, it really doesn't matter. They're all going to get a taste of it on May 18th. And I hope to see you all there. We'll have some merch. We may have some specs. Follow the social media. Follow Beyond the Barricade. Shout out to my man Metal Geek. Go on. Follow all the guys, watch the shows, give your love, give your support. On that note, the Absol's got to cut out of here. Love you all, and I'll see you at Wrestling Is Now.
See you
all right, everybody else, I will be back next week. Metal Geek, when's your next show? So everybody knows.
It will be May 2nd, actually. So May 2nd, we have Robert Franklin.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So May 2nd. Hasn't been announced yet, but Robert Franklin, May 2nd. So
it's been announced now, sir.
It's been announced now on Beyond the Barricade. There you go. Right.
If you're watching this broadcast, whether you watch it now, you're watching it later on, make sure you go to that QR code and get your tickets for the show. Everybody else have a good night. Kris, stick around for just 1 second.